Hi everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Fly Tante. Please remember to like and subscribe. There's also a little bell on the screen. If you click that bell, you'll get notifications whenever I add new content. I also want to remind you that there are three parts to this channel. There are the videos where you're seeing me now. There are also the shorts, which are videos under 2 minutes. And then there are the posts where you find photographs and more detailed information about some of the places I have visited or some of the things that I have seen. So far, if you've been following me, you know that I have been to Argentina, I've been to several cities in Brazil, and to Bogota, Colombia. I also uploaded content on my recent trek to see the gorillas in Rwanda and Uganda, and I can't tell you what a fantastic trip that was. So I hope you've had a chance to take a look at that. I'll continue to add new content related to my travel as I move around over the next few years, and I'll also go back and add pictures and videos from previous travel that I've recently taken. In addition, I will also be sharing fashion from the African diaspora and from other countries where I found really good buys. And lastly, I'll be featuring some of my home designs, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. I recently did a remodel of the lower level of my home. It started out as simply a new bathroom install, but it grew to be so much more. I'm really proud of what we've been able to achieve with this space, and I am enjoying it immensely. And so I want to share it with you today. So welcome to the lower level of my home. So, many of our homes, we have several different designs. There are probably at least 7 different designs or layouts of homes in the community where I live. So some of them actually have a proper bedroom, bathroom, and so forth, but mine did not. So I decided to recreate and re-envision this space. So in this room, you will find a bedroom that would be quite comfortable for guests coming to visit, or just if I want a place to chill and hang out. This is a twin size bed that also has a trundle underneath, so it actually sleeps 2 people. This is what I call sort of my Delta space, because one of my favorite colors is red, and this is where I have a lot of my Delta paraphernalia. So you will find pictures from my line, my certificate when I pledged. I also have my, college certificates from graduation. But I love the cherry blossoms, and you know that that's a big thing here in the Washington, D.C. area every year. So I was able to use my sewing machine that I've had since 7th grade home ec, and I made these beautiful curtains to go along with everything else. I recently also put together this cabinet. So this is quite, for me, a complete space and sort of ready to move in. So another thing in this room is a blanket. This blanket comes from Lesotho. Lesotho was one of the African countries I worked in during my recent work experience. And each piece has a specific meaning. This particular pattern was made in honor of the king's mother. And you can see here, it's a tribute in honor of our dear, beloved, late friend and mentor, Her Majesty Mamohato. And so I'll open it a little bit so you can get a better look. But everyone in Lesotho has a blanket. They have many different designs with many meanings, but everyone has one that is special to them that they own pretty much throughout their lifetime. And so it was such a great trip, even though it was work related. People were so warm and welcoming, and I wanted to make sure that I brought a little piece of Lesotho home with me. So that's what we have here. Many things that you'll find throughout my home actually came either from Amazon or Ross. I have no shame, but it's not just about what you buy, it's how you put it together. So again, I'm really proud of the way my lower level turned out. So moving on, you'll find here in the center part, there was a lot of wasted space here, so I tried to be really creative with how I use the space. So on the wall here, you will find pieces from Kenya and Tanzania that represent the Maasai tribe. You often find them wearing these neck pieces. around their necks when they dance. And so we took one of them and made a mirror out of it. And so it's just a lovely piece that I really enjoy in my home. There was a wonderful woman I used to see in Kenya all the time who had a small little craft shop, and she made these picture frames. So every time I went, I would buy frames from her, and I think they really add a nice touch to the wall and bring in the themes in this part of my home. This lamp actually I purchased many years ago from Botswana. And so if you know anything about my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta, you know we love elephants. And so anytime I see anything with an elephant, it's almost like I have to have it. So I love that piece from Botswana in Southern Africa. Coming to this side of the room, you'll see many pieces of art featured here, and you may recognize some of the pieces at the top from my purchases in Brazil and in South America. I really love these little statues and busts of the women, and I would have bought more had I had more space in my suitcase. Also, the small pictures of the market scenes were from Bahia, and I just love those. The headpiece in the middle really fits with the theme, and this is from Kadooment in Barbados. Many years ago, we went to visit our line sister Wendy, who lived in Barbados at the time, and we jumped in Kadooment. So this was a part of our outfits. We had on, you know, what you may be accustomed to seeing, the tops and the bottoms, and then we had these headdresses. So this really holds a special place in my heart. This little piece is just something I picked up in a market, but I loved it because it's a barber shop. And some of you may know that my dad was a barber for probably over 60 years. So that piece really resonated with me, and I wanted to have it. And then the pictures on the end come from Nigeria. There was an amazing female artist that I came into contact with many years ago. And so I loved her work, and so I have a piece here. And these two pieces are also from Nigeria. And these are Yoruba statues, and you may be familiar with them. Often when you hear about the Yoruba culture, you see representation of these Benin bronzes. And then this piece actually is from Zimbabwe, and this is made of a type of amethyst stone. This piece probably weighs about 40 or 50 pounds by itself. And I just bought this off of a street vendor, and I just really love the piece. Market scenes and women really resonate with me when I'm traveling, so I often buy pieces that represent either women or markets. So you may be asking, where's this bathroom I've heard so much about? And so now I'm going to show you. So I use what I think is a very interesting design. I know my contractor was very puzzled when I first started describing this, but he hung in there with me. And so this turned out to be everything that I could have imagined. When I design, I usually see it finished in my mind's eye, and then I build from there. And fortunately, I have a fantastic contractor who is able to get my vision. So together we were able to create this bathroom, which I absolutely love. So please come in. You might notice that there's some geometric shapes in the bathroom. So the tile on the floor is a geometric shape, and then I was able to find a mirror that was very similar. It's the small things for me that really make a difference in a design. I mean, it would be easy to just put a bathroom down here, but these little touches are the things that I really enjoy doing, and that are really like wow pieces for me. You will notice also that I purchased this vanity, and it came with its own top that was white, but it wasn't quite the same color white as the tile. So we had the idea to buy an extra piece of tile and cut it to match, to put on top of the vanity. And it's these little customized pieces that I think make my bathroom unique and unlike anything you will find anywhere else. I also love clean lines, so everything that can be up off the floor is off the floor. So that includes the toilet, which is mounted into the wall, as well as the vanity. I also have a ladder here, which is sort of like a hotel style. So you have your cotton swabs and Q-tips and lotions and towels and everything. And I just feel like it's so comfortable down here. So this would be a perfect space to host guests or just to hang out whenever I feel the need. You might remember these pictures that I purchased in Bahia as well. And so I just bought some simple frames on Amazon, was able to pop them in, and I think they add a really nice touch to the bathroom. I also put in, because the basements can be chilly in the winter and in the summertime, this light fixture has both a light, a heater, and an exhaust. So it makes the bathroom really nice and toasty when you're down here and the weather's cold outside. So these are just a few features in my bathroom. Again, I simply love it. It turned out exactly the way I had envisioned it, and I look forward to enjoying many years down here in the lower level of my home. So if you'll continue to follow me. So, unfortunately, I had no place to hide my treadmill, so it found a home here, and it's a constant reminder to me that I need to be on here exercising, but more often than not, it's in this upright position, but at least it has a home. This chair is from the Ivory Coast. I've had this for many, many years. I bought it in Coco de Marche from a good friend of mine named Joel. And it's actually a chaise lounge, so there's another piece that attaches to the bottom so you can sit here and stretch your legs out and relax. So as you continue to follow me, this is like the living space here, which again, I love this. And there's some unique design features here as well. So this table was something that I recently had made in Ghana. I actually saw these masks on the wall somewhere, and I thought, that would be really interesting if we put them back to back and then put a tabletop on them. And so that's exactly what we did. The design on the top may be familiar. It's called a Gianami. And this is sort of a symbol that I have adopted. You may also notice I have a tattoo with the same symbol. I did my DNA testing in 2016 and discovered on my maternal side that we are descendants of the Akan people from Ghana. And so this Gianami symbol means God is all powerful, God is omnipotent. And so I thought, what better representation can I have of what Africa means to me and what my family means to me than the Gianami? You will see little metal pieces, just decorative pieces around the walls. These are actually coasters that I purchased in the Rosebank Flea Market in Johannesburg, South Africa. Every time I went to Southern Africa, to Botswana, or anywhere nearby, I always tried to arrange my travel so that I would overnight in Joburg on Saturday so I could be at the Rosebank Flea Market on Sunday morning. I've done this for years and years and years, and I've gotten some great buys from there. As we move around the room, you'll see all kinds of pictures of family members and friends and little trinkets that I have picked up along the way. So these are all things that I just, they bring joy to my heart. They all have great memories. Everything that I have purchased in my home has some kind of story behind it. Either a story about the circumstances under which I purchased them, the person that I met when we bought them, or some drama about trying to get it home. But everything really has a special meaning for me. As you continue, as I said, you see other pictures of family and friends. This is a tribute to my mother, who was a nurse until the day she died. And that's her cap and her stethoscope and her picture. And so certainly that holds a special place. Just a few pieces I want to point out here. These are Coptic crosses from Ethiopia. And these are called neck pillows. And so this one in particular comes from Ethiopia. And if you can imagine laying flat on the ground, and then you would rest your neck here. And it's my understanding that women would also put butter underneath here. And I'll have to do some research to find out why that was, but I do remember that interesting fact. This is also a neck pillow, and this is a replica. I've actually seen this in the museum, in the African American Museum in Washington, D.C. So certainly this is not an original, but it's a replica of a neck pillow as well. Here I have an Indabelly blanket where you find most of the women in particular from the Indabelly tribe have one of these blankets, and it gets very cold in South Africa, so you often find them in them. If you will note, I have a little statue that I bought in South Africa many years ago, and you can see that she is also wearing the blanket along with a beaded apron that is also commonly found in cultures in South Africa. And then this area, I decided to put in a kitchenette. This was not a part of the original design, but as I said, once we started with the bathroom, we just kept going. So my vision for this space is, as I am aging, if there comes a time when I have mobility issues, I could always move down here, be quite comfortable, and not have to do steps. I can enter and exit from the rear, and I have a beautiful yard out back, which you will get to see at some point in the future. The other option is, if I ever need a secondary source of income, I can always rent it out because it's essentially a one-bedroom apartment. I really love the black colors and the retro theme, so you'll note that my refrigerator and the microwave are by Gallant, and this is really like the retro theme. Of course, I purchased them at Home Depot, which is right around the corner, but they add a nice touch here. And then I have the sink put in, and I think the nice little feature here is to the faucet where the water either runs straight, or when you turn it to the side, you get more of a shower spray, and I thought that was a nice little touch. And then I want to just talk a little bit about these chairs. I had ordered black chairs for this area, which never arrived. And so something said, you know, I'm dangerous with a can of spray paint. So I went to Home Depot and I found a $7 can of spray paint made specifically for vinyl. And I spray painted what were red chairs black. Saved myself $150 from buying new chairs and got the look that I really wanted. So again, these things come right off of either Amazon. I think the sink and all came from Wayfair. So, you know, all of these things are possible. You just have to be creative, and it's about how you put these things together. I think the last feature I will share with you down here are these sheer curtains, and they're really like a room divider. And these come from IKEA. This gives, I think, a different effect. It sort of closes off this room. It gives a sense of privacy to both sides, and it was just a nice design aesthetic, and I really loved it, and so that's why it's here. So I hope you have enjoyed this little tour today of my lower level of my home. As I said, I will be sharing other parts of my home. You'll get to see some of the magnificent African art that I've been able to purchase over the years. And so I'm really excited to be able to share that with you as well. Because in as much as travel is great and experience and culture, I always love to bring a little bit of it back home with me. And I think I have done just that. So again, thank you for joining me at the Fly Tantee. I hope you'll come back often and have a great day. Peace.